Welcome to Divorce, Dating, and Empowered Living with your host, Rosalind Sedacca. Join Rosalind each week on a journey toward overcoming life's many challenges to achieve peace, empowerment, and positive transformation. It's time to relax, unwind, and transform your life with Rosalind Sedacca.
Hello, everyone. This is Rosalind Sedacca, and you are listening to WGSN-DB, the Going Solo Network, and our show is Divorce, Dating, and Empowered Living with Rosalind Sedacca. So glad you're joining us today. As you know, I continue to bring on fabulous guests who are experts in the realm of divorcing, co-parenting, dating after divorce, and living your best life as you move into your future. And as you may recall, I am the founder of the Child-Centered Divorce Network, and I'm a divorce and co-parenting coach. And I'm very excited to introduce you to our guest today. Her name is Jen Warren Medwin, and she is a certified divorce coach and Supreme Court of Florida mediator. Jennifer specializes in working alongside individuals and couples who are contemplating divorce and are fearful of high conflict, and with those who hope to save their marriages as well. She partners with clients to develop the clarity, confidence, courage, and conflict management strategies, as well as communication skills they need to move through the process. Jennifer's approach to divorce coaching and mediation is the one that provides clients with guidance and compassion through a difficult time in their lives. And I know as listeners, you are all very aware of how challenging divorce is before, during, and long after. So I'm very excited to welcome you today, Jennifer.
Thank you so much for having me today, Rosalind.
Well, it's my pleasure, and I'm very excited because I know you recently wrote a new book, and I wanted to let everyone know about it. But let me ask you first, what prompted you to write a book about divorce?
You know, no two divorces are the same. I like to speak to my clients about how divorces are like snowflakes, right? They're all unique in and of themselves, and they are often filled with many challenges. And I wanted to make sure that I help to redefine the divorce process. While it will always be challenging, it can be much more productive, efficient, and less combative. And so in thinking about writing the book, I really wanted to help my clients who were contemplating, going through, or starting a new chapter in their lives, feel less fearful and become more empowered. And this book is a step-by-step resource that individuals can use in all steps of the process.
What is the name of the book?
The book is called Strategies and Tips from a Divorce Coach, a Roadmap to Move Forward. And in it really is. It's a hands-on roadmap with easy-to-follow tips for individuals to use as they navigate the emotional, organizational, legal, and financial issues of divorce. There are comprehensive checklists to help ensure the readers and inform them about what to expect during the entire process and in settlement. And there's also practical advice and strategies to help encourage the individuals as they move through their own unique journey of divorce.
And I love that you focus on the uniqueness because you're right, no two divorces are the same, and we have to be mindful of that when we're making all those important decisions. I know you've mentioned to me that there are 4 main quadrants of divorce. Why don't we start by your telling us what those are?
Okay. I like to provide visuals for my clients, and so if you think of a circle and you separate it into 4 sections, that's how I look at the entire divorce process. And in splitting those into the 4 sections, one section involves how you organize for the process. The second section is the emotions attached to the process. The third section is the legal section, and the fourth section is the financial section. All of those combined are what make up the entire divorce process. And each part plays a very big role at final settlement.
Okay, so the most important question I think I could ask you is what are some of the specific strategies that you suggest to empower people through the divorce process?
It's a really good question, and I want everyone to understand that no matter what happens in our lives, I mean, today we're speaking about divorce, but it could be a death, it could be disease. I like to look at it as any challenging situation. We are always at choice, meaning that we can choose to be a victim of the situation or a creator of the situation. If we park ourselves in the idea that we are victims, it is very difficult to take brave bites moving forward, okay? So the premise of any difficult situation is to understand it may not be what you want, and yet how do you move forward and make it different? So that is one important technique, the victim versus creator strategy. The other thing when I start with my clients is I let them know this formula, E plus R equals O. The E stands for the event. The R stands for how you react and respond to it. And the O is the outcome. And depending on how you react and respond has a direct impact on the outcome. So it's really important to pause before you respond or react, so you give yourself enough time to think about your communication strategies, your conflict resolution strategies, your body language. How can you accomplish your objective? And so I work with my clients and teach them a variety of strategies, such as the ones we've spoken about, and a plethora of other ones to help them feel empowered to move forward.
Well, that's excellent, and I think very, very, very useful, because when we remember we have choices, then we make brighter decisions because we're not feeling that we're alone and closed in the universe. And so coaching, I know, makes a big difference in helping people realize how many choices they have that they may not be aware of, correct?
And that's true, and that brings up something else that you reminded me of. When we realize that we're always at choice, it gives us the ability to compromise, right? Understanding that we may not always get exactly what we want, but sometimes sufficiency is enough. And sometimes by giving ourselves the time to respond and reflect in the most productive way, we actually can have a much healthier outcome.
Well, that's what we're all looking for, and that's especially what our clients are needing, so that's wonderful. Let's dive into exploring some of the tools that you suggest to foster well-being during the divorce process, okay?
Sure. One of the tools that I speak to my clients about is the vocabulary they use to champion their own authenticity and to either empower or disempower themselves. Individuals tend to forget that we are our own best cheerleaders. And if we are not going to be our own best cheerleaders, we open ourselves up to a lot of external labels. So it's really important that we remember to use words that empower us, not disempower us. So, for example, many of us use disempowering words like can't, have, need, should, never, always, try, and but.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those are disempowering. So I will give you an example. An example might be, I should go work out. I've gained a little weight since the divorce. I'm not feeling good, so I should go work out. As opposed to the empowering word, which would be, I can or I could go work out. And when I give my clients these homework exercises, that particularly pertaining to disempowering, empowering words, I ask them to go in front of the mirror and to say the disempowering sentence. For example, the same one I gave, I should go work out. And to look at themselves and feel the energy in their body versus I can go to the gym. You will feel, and people will start to realize that the energy shifts and you feel more empowered because you give yourself the opportunity that you have acceptance, that you have choice, versus more like it's a responsibility. Does that make sense?
Totally makes sense, and it changes how you feel emotionally within your body, and your spirits change. So I love that. And before we move ahead to talk about other tools, we're going to take a quick break. This is Rosalind Sedacca on Divorce, Dating, and Empowered Living, WGSN-DB, the Going Solo Network, and we will be right back.
Welcome to GoingSoloTravelers.com. Going Solo Travelers is about connecting, making new friends, exploring, and enjoying new fun times together. Laughter and the excitement of seeing and exploring something new creates memories that will last forever. Come join us on GoingSoloTravelers.com.
Hello, I'm Cece Schatz, and I'd like to welcome you to Going Solo Network, #1 complete singles connection. We strive to connect singles in a positive and fun way. Together, singles will begin to make new and lasting friendships, learn more about themselves, and embrace our new today lifestyle of going solo. Being single doesn't mean you have to be alone, and you can live a full, fun life, bringing your vibration to a higher level of attraction. Going Solo Network is an interactive social support singles community with several platforms helping singles connect with other like-minded individuals. We cover things like relationship loss, divorce recovery, embracing being single, single parenting, restructuring relationships, relationship building, transition into dating, and dating itself, solo in business, and going solo travelers. Be sure to join our private and exclusive fun interactive websites designed for singles today who want to begin to embrace living and enjoying the space they're in. Together we will learn to open our hearts, our minds. We will begin to share and connect with others while exploring our personal life goals as we begin to make a place in our new life. We will start to move forward in going solo to actually living our best lives. Going solo doesn't mean you have to be alone. Today, together, let's begin changing your life. Today, join the singles at Going Solo Network and start to live your new life. I'll see you there on GoingSoloNetwork.com.
Okay, we're back again, and you've been listening to WGSN-DB, the Going Solo Network, Divorce, Dating, and Empowered Living with Rosalind Sedacca, and I'm talking to Jennifer Warren Medwin. Jennifer is a certified divorce coach and Supreme Court of Florida mediator, and we're talking about some of the tools that she's offering in her book to move through the divorce process in the best possible way. What else do you suggest, Jennifer?
So it's really important to set the intention of being part of your own support system, right? Your own internal support system. Many people have external support systems. For example, their friends or clergy members or their attorneys, their psychologists. At the end of the day, wherever you go, there you are. And when you put your head on the pillow at night, it's so important to be part of your support system. So other tools that I suggest to my clients are using affirmation, using I am statements, because whatever follows I am really determines what your experience will be. I am strong. It's a very empowering statement. I am kind. I am capable. Okay? And sometimes individuals will say to me, well, how do I incorporate that into my daily routine? And what I talk to them about is habit stacking. And habit stacking is a great way to add a new habit to an existing habit. So, for example, many people don't realize that brushing their teeth in the morning is a habit. It is a learned habit that they don't think about. They just know in the morning they brush their teeth. So it's a great time to add a new habit. So I often, and particularly in the beginning stages of the divorce process, I want my clients to empower themselves mentally. And there's no better time to do that than when you first wake up and you're brushing your teeth. So either before or after, or you can even do it during, I suggest a powerful affirmation, such as, I am strong and capable. I am able to move through this day. Whatever intention you want for that particular day, as long as it's an I am statement and that you can follow through with it, is so important. And habit stacking can also obviously occur at night. And I usually ask them to have one powerful affirmation in the morning, and at night while they're brushing their teeth, one thing that they're grateful for. Having an attitude of gratitude is extremely empowering, and it's a great way to end your day on a positive note.
Oh, I totally agree. And as you know, this show is divorce, dating, and empowered living, so you're right on target with your message. It makes a difference from within, and it helps people create a much better outcome more smoothly. Jennifer, before we move ahead, I wanted you to be able to let people know how to find you and your book.
So my book, Strategies and Tips from a Divorce Coach, A Roadmap to Move Forward, can be found on Amazon and on Barnes & Noble. And I have my own private practice, Seeking Empowerment, Clarity Through Partnership, in Pinecrest, Florida, which is in Miami. And they could reach me through social media or my email, jen@seekingempowerment.com.
Excellent. And your name is Jennifer Warren Medwin, Medwin, so people know how to find your name. And definitely check out her book, because she is a champion for clients, and the insights that Jennifer is providing will make a huge difference in smoothing the divorce process in every facet. So in the short time we have left, I want to make sure that we can focus on letting people know how they could champion their own authenticity and basically be the boss of their divorce.
So that is a great question. What I want everyone to keep in mind is that it is so important to remain the leader of your process. Often, individuals will give up their control to their legal counsel, and it is important to really be the boss of the process. Anyone who is part of your team is working on your behalf, and you are going to be with yourself long after these professionals have done their job for you. So it's important to really honor your inner whispers. Keep communication open with all of the professionals you are working with, and understand that we all have different communication skills, conflict management strategies, and it's important to become familiar with what yours are so that you can move forward in the process. Divorce is a long process that involves a lot of paperwork and a lot of time and energy, and you will move through the process. Just honoring who you are and your goals. Stay true to yourself.
I love that you're reminding us to stay true to ourselves. So what do we do when we're experiencing conflict with our ex during the divorce process and, they are not making it easy for us? What suggestions do you have?
Okay, so I really like that question because learning new conflict management strategies is so imperative during this process. I really love Bill Eddy, and I use a lot of his strategies with my clients. One is learning the BIF response, brief, informative, firm, and friendly. I teach my clients how to respond to text messages, emails, phone calls using this strategy. Often we tend to defend ourselves, and that really acts to exacerbate the conflict. So learning the BIF strategy is one thing that I work with my clients on. Also understanding, he talks about the EAR framework, EAR, that when we are having issues with someone, it is important to communicate with empathy, attention, and respect. Everybody wants to be acknowledged, whether they are your best friend or your adversary. If you start a conversation with acknowledging with empathy that you hear what they're saying, it tends to facilitate less conflict. And so strategies such as those are ones that I teach my clients. We have to be careful. They say that individuals listen to defend, not to understand. And if we can be more intentional about how we listen, because remember, we have 2 ears, 1 mouth. We really need to learn to listen better, and then we can listen for understanding using the EAR framework.
Excellent. Well, I agree. Those are the philosophies that I engage as well with clients because they work and they make sense and they reduce the stress. We can't always have a stress-free divorce experience, but we can use whatever skills we can garnish to to minimize the conflict. Don't you agree?
Yes. And remember, again, that brings us back to the E+R=O formula. It's really our control lies in our ability to respond and react in a manner that helps de-escalate the conflict instead of increase the conflict.
Absolutely. So, Jennifer, why don't you tell us one more time the name of your book and how we could find it before we have to close?
Okay. The name of my book is Strategies and Tips from a Divorce Coach, a Roadmap to Move Forward. And the book can be found on Amazon or Barnes & Noble.
Excellent. Well, Jennifer, it's been a pleasure talking with you. Your philosophy is so valuable and important, and I hope people will find your book and read it and take advantage of the insights that you're sharing with everyone, because it'll make life easier as they move through the divorce and move into co-parenting after the divorce as well, which, as you know, is the focus of my work as founder of the Child-Centered Divorce Network. If you're a parent, then all of this is even more important. And so you want to be taking advantage of all of these tools and resources that Jennifer is talking about. Thank you so much for being a guest today.
Thank you so much for having me. And remember, there are messages in every mess. Look for the messages.
Absolutely. I love that. Thank you so much. This is Rosalind Sedacca, founder of the Child-Centered Divorce Network, and you could find my free resources, gifts, and programs at childcentereddivorce.com. And I hope you'll join us again next time. Bye-bye for now.